This is Ben Adelberg bringing you a special interview with Sheena Willoughby right before the Open Championship makes its long-awaited return to Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland. In the upcoming weeks, you'll be able to find stories from the Dunvegan in Apple Podcasts and Spotify as part of a new podcast series highlighting the golf experiences from some of the Dunvegan's favorite guests from the last 25 years and perhaps some tips and tricks on how to get the most out of your St. Andrews golf vacation. If you've been lucky enough to visit the town of St. Andrews for a golf trip already, you have undoubtedly found your way over to the Dunvegan Hotel, and why wouldn't you? Their world-famous Golfer's Corner Bar is only a 9-iron away from the old course. It's covered from ceiling to floor with world-famous golfers that have visited the Dunvegan over the past 25 years. It includes 35 major champions, golfing celebrities from sport and film. It truly is the most famous 19th hole in the world and a rite of passage for every golfer visiting St. Andrews. During the Open Championship, it's the best place in St. Andrews to grab a pint and watch the best golfers in the world compete for the Claret Jug and the honor of being named Champion Golfer of the Year. If you're going to be at the Open this year at Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland, you'll see all the familiar sights. Great golf, the giant yellow scoreboard on 18, and if you look closely, you'll even find the Dunvegan. You see, this year, the Dunvegan is going on tour. Kelly's of Portrush is an entertainment compound located directly across the street from Royal Portrush. Restaurants, hotels, live music, they certainly have it all, and now the Golf Links Hotel welcomes the world-famous Dunvegan from St. Andrews for the 148th Open Championship. I had a chance recently to speak with Sheena and learn a little bit more about how this massive project of picking up the Dunny and taking it to Northern Ireland took shape and what you can expect from the Dunvegan this year at Royal Portrush. Sheena, I'm really glad you're able to join me. I know the last couple of weeks have been absolutely crazy. You're ramping up for the Open Championship that's going to be at Portrush in Northern Ireland. Briefly, how crazy have the last 2 weeks been for you?
Oh, the last 2 weeks, I mean, it's been really a lot of fun. We've just had great customers in the hotel at this time of the year. I mean, the Dunvegan brand, it's amazing to me to see it from a different perspective rather than being in being in the Dunvegan, in the vicinity of four walls. I've been seeing I've really been experiencing St. Andrews and the home of golf from a different perspective, being out with the Dunvegan, out and about, seeing customers down at the driving range. When I go out on my bike and come round the old course and I'm sort of cycling in with people playing 15, 16, 17. And it's amazing just how many of these people that they say, "Oh, hey, Sheena," and they're customers of the hotel, have been coming to St. Andrews for a long time, or they're coming up for dinner. The Dunvegan brand, I mean, it really is strong, and it's just it's amazing to see, and the buzz that there is out with the four walls of the Dunvegan. With like when I'm down here in my flat, I'm watching, looking out the window, and there's 3 or 4 buses out there with full of golfers, and you see these guys getting out and they're pulling their their luggage and their golf clubs, and they're checking into the Rusacks Hotel next door to me. And I mean, there's just a real buzz, and then you see them the next morning and they're out there. They've been up to Starbucks for their coffee, and they're loading on the bus with their golf clubs. And, I'm sitting out there having my coffee and get talking to them, and they're heading off to Kingsbarns or Carnoustie or wherever. And it's just a lot of fun. And even going down to the 18th green, and watching people come in, sitting on the grass there, just watching people, and everybody's just, I mean, people that golf just love golf. It's amazing.
Oh yeah. Well, you live in the best town where everyone's just always in a good mood. They're always getting ready to go play golf and always have a couple pints in them, it seems. So yeah, it's that perpetual buzz that you're always on when you're in that town.
Yeah, and one of the fun things that happened just recently, we had some people staying with us at the Dunvegan. Well, they got up and they queued from 4:10 in the morning the four of
Oh,
them, and these
gosh.
guys were from Louisiana. They were LSU Tigers, and that's another thing. It's funny, you see. So, I know from Jack and Texas A&M that the alma mater to people that go to college in the United States, it stays with them all their lives.
Oh, yeah.
But you see all these guys coming through, and they're LSU Tigers, or they're Alabama, or they're Arkansas. Teams from SEC, Longhorns. Every college that you can possibly think of. And these four guys had queued up, like I say, from about 4:10 in the morning, and they were all decked out in knickerbockers and bright yellow and purple. And if they had yellow knickerbockers on, they had a purple hat. They were really colourful, fun guys. Well, they were out there the whole day. I played the old course at 8:10, came back in, and they were still waiting to try and get out. And finally, I got a text late afternoon from Sid saying, "Guess what? We're getting out at 6:10 at night." So
Oh, my
I went
gosh.
round the corner. I know, they'd been there from 4:00 in the morning. Finally, the four of them got out together at 6:10 and played the old course. And I went down and took a video of each of them teed off. And they were just, it was a beautiful evening, sun shining. They had the best time. And then, of course, when they finished, they were back up at the hotel and eating Texas chili. So, there's just, and you just share all that experience with them. And there's just a lot of fun things. It was funny the other day, there's a junior golf tournament going on here at Quail, and like an invitational junior golf tournament. And the whole of the juniors were in from the United States. We did 38 fish and chips. Just funny things that happen. And I'm seeing things from a different perspective because I'm not slaving away, waiting on tables.
You're not in it all the time.
Exactly. So I've got the best of both worlds now, thankfully, to Gil and Andrew, the owners at the hotel, that allow me, still the privilege of being involved with the hotel, and they still see me as the face of the Dunvegan and Jack, and we get to do our stuff and experience great things without the daily grind, so to speak.
So, Sheena, I know that you're going to be in St. Andrews for the actual Open Championship, but you and a lot of the other staff are actually heading to Royal Portrush for this really unique experiment that you're doing, setting up a pop-up bar, recreating the Dunvegan at Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland. So can you kind of explain how this idea came about, how this happened?
It's pretty simple, really. The new owner of the Dunvegan, Gil Broom, is and has been real good friends of the Kelly family for a long time. And they started, they turned more or less the part of their farm into like barn dances in a cowshed at one time back in the day. And then people started going to the cowshed for dances. And then the business evolved through the 70s, really. And then Kelly's became the famous place to go for music revelers, making trips to the coast for dance music. So that's kind of how Kelly's evolved, and they're celebrating their 50th birthday this year, actually. So Kelly's is a more recognised name for a nightclub, and people going from all over the world, really, to Kelly's. It's a famous place. That said, the Open has never been held in Portrush for 69 years. And the business has evolved, and they have a huge mobile home park there. They have a hotel, and they've got 2 bars, the Deerstalker bar, they've got the Stubborn Stag bar, and they've got this holiday village. So, there's like 750 of these statutory mobile, high-class, well-decorated, type mobile homes there. And with the Open, they've spent a fortune on the hotel, refurbishing, remodeling, and basically they're trying to really get on the map as being a golfing destination. The Open's given them this huge platform to become a golfing destination, as well as Kelly's. And with Gil knowing the family, he thought it would be a fun thing to do if we could support them through their first Open. And, you know, we would come up with the idea of having this pop-up bar at the Golf Links Hotel and, you know, be visible and use the name of the Dunvegan and what it represents in the golf world, and something that people can identify with, and support Kelly's and with us bringing the Dunvegan to Portrush. And hopefully the people that have supported us over the years, like the Golf Channel and ESPN and Sky Sports and the golf media, people would come and interview, come to the location and see for themselves what they've done to this, you know, hotel and refurbishment, and we'll be there, and it can only be a good thing for Kelly's and the Golf Links Hotel for the future. And I guess the exposure too that the Dunvegan's going to get also. Well, we're bringing, well, the brand, the name of the Dunvegan to Kelly's, to the Golf Links Hotel. We've got a lot of the photographs of the Open champions that have been in the bar.
When you were first approached with this idea,
we've got replicas
and you're going to support Kelly's, but also get the Dunvegan more global as far as, you know, throughout the UK and really recreate what you're doing, and what you've always done. When you
come in there, it's going to look like.
I guess one of the questions I have for you is, what exactly are you bringing to Kelly's? What are you bringing to Portrush to make the Dunvegan pop-up bar? Are you trying to recreate the exact look of the Dunvegan, or are you bringing people that, staff? You know, like, what exactly are you
that
doing?
People are going to recognize, including myself. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm there. Oh, yes. Yeah, the Dunvegans, they're there for the entire week. I'm going Saturday and I come back Wednesday morning before the actual tournament starts, because I feel, for me, that the people that, you know, I want to try and see as customers, they're going to be more accessible during the practice days and before the tournament starts, because after that they're all working. You know, people like
right.
Rich
So you're going to just kind of
Rich
transplant
Lerner,
the
Golf
staff
Channel,
from
ESPN,
the Dunvegan,
you know,
over to Portrush for the entire
everybody that I can
entire,
imagine that's going to be there
week.
at the Open.
So are you there for the entire week, Monday through Sunday?
Than when the tournament starts.
No, I
and
mean,
then
is the
everybody's
Dunvegan
busy.
there for the entire week?
Well, it's just an unbelievable atmosphere. I mean, the golf fans are just there to enjoy golf and have a good time. I mean, the Open Championship could literally take place with no police manning the whole event to a certain extent. There's no trouble. it's a culture
Sure.
of golf.
Let's kind of
It's
talk
just like
about
a
you
huge
have experience being at the
sporting
Dunvegan during the Open Championship. Let's talk
carnival
about
of
2015
people
back in St.
who
Andrews
love
when
golf,
Zach Johnson won that
watching
year,
golf, the best
playoff
players in the
over
world,
Oosthuizen
and it's
and Mark
just, I mean,
Leishman.
it's a circus,
What is it
believe
like
me. I
to
mean, it's
be
so
in a town during
huge.
an
It's
Open
really
Championship?
quite overwhelming when you turn that corner and see that huge yellow scoreboard on the first fairway of the old course, and the magnitude of the event, because it all it all kicks off early in the year, and the course changes and the fairways, and there's an atmosphere, from about April time in the lead up to the Open. It's quite extraordinary, and I'm looking forward to Portrush and seeing it from a different perspective, because every Open that has occurred in St Andrews, when Jack and I had the Dunvegan, we were working our asses off in the hotel and never saw any golf, hardly, we'd maybe run round the corner for 10 minutes and see Tiger come up 18. I saw Tom Watson plays last round, and farewell wave on the Swilcan Bridge. I saw Jack Nicklaus finish off on 18, and that's about as much golf as I've seen in the 25 years that I've lived in St Andrews, like having an Open experience, because we were just swamped with people. And I mean, we were, we were always hands on, so we were never going to take off and watch the Open and leave the troops to hold the fort, because it's one of these weeks that you plan for the worst. What if this breaks? What do we do? What if the ice machine just goes on the blink and we can't get ice? What do we do? And I mean, it's a whole turmoil. I mean, the business has changed for the whole week. Your deliveries, I mean, there's no traffic. The deliveries are 4 o'clock in the morning because they won't allow trucks to stop. I mean, the whole business changes. So, you're open till 1 o'clock in the morning and get everybody out
Sure.
and get closed, and then you're getting deliveries, because the amount of stock that you need for the week and the amount of kegs that you go through and everything, you can't possibly get that at the beginning of the week to last you for the week, because you don't have place to store everything. So you're basically getting deliveries every day at 4:30 in the morning, and that's even a process as well, to deal with your suppliers and say, look, this is a one-off, and we need you to accommodate us, because this is the only way we can get through this week. And then and the funny thing is, you get through that week and you kind of hit the wall and you think, phew, we survived that. And then on Monday morning, you've got people checking out of the hotel, and then you have people arriving for a week's vacation to say, hey, we're happy to be here, and you think, oh gosh, it never stops. It's just, you've got to pick yourself up and put a smile on your face and welcome new people in, and just get on with it. And the place looks like a herd of elephants has gone through it. And it's not like people have been necessarily trashing your place. It's the volume of people, and the doors are hardly fixed to the wall, and alcohol spill on your carpet, and just everything. I mean, just everything that goes with a huge volume of people. And that last Open, if you remember, it rained on the Saturday and play was delayed. Well, that bar was jumping at 9:15 in the morning.
Never
You
stops.
could not have got another person in there. And the place was just electric, and ESPN were in filming, and like I say, the place was just jumping, and we were playing Sweet Caroline and having a high old time. And we didn't, as much as you prepare and try and plan, we didn't plan for that happening. So that was a whole surge of business that came through the door that we weren't quite expecting. So you just have to get on with it and get staffing levels. And I mean, it's a huge operation to plan for an Open, but it's hard work, but it's great fun, and you just kind of clunk, click, and do your best. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, we have. I mean, a lot of the locals are going to Portrush. The tour operators around here are going. Connoisseur Golf, Links Golf. I mean, it just everybody. People from Ochterlonies, people from the R&A, obviously. Um, Anybody that's involved in golf, all the local
Yeah, well, I bet
and
you're kind of happy
surrounding
that you're just doing a
travel
pop-up bar and
companies,
you're not hosting
St
it like
Andrews
you did back in
Executive Travel. I
2015.
mean, everybody that's involved
So, all right. So,
to
Sheena,
any
let's figure
extent
out
in
what
golf
else we
are
should
all heading
discuss
towards
about
Portrush.
this.
Um,
Do you have a lot of?
we've never done
So,
this
who have you
before,
heard from as
and
far as your
we,
existing
you
customers
know, I
that spend
can't
time in St. Andrews,
imagine
or do you have
it
a
not
group of people that
being
are going up to
a
Port
huge
Rush?
success at all. But it's new territory, um, and we're testing the water. And who knows? This was Gil's idea, and he may decide that when it goes, next year, wherever the Open is it Sandwich? Is it Sandwich? It is next year. He may want to do the same thing there. Who knows? But I think the affiliation for this is, Scotland, Ireland, just the relationship between Scotland and Ireland, and Gil knowing the family, and it just seems a good fit for us to go to Portrush. Um, and who knows what will happen down the road, but that's up to the new owners. Um, we may decide that worked, it was great fun, let's do it again, or that was a one-time thing, and let's do something different next year. But equally, I've said also, as a big supporter of the Dunvegan and St Andrews, I've said, well,
Yeah.
all this focus is on Portrush. We really need to bring Portrush to St Andrews. So, we've got flags and, posters and things to put up on the walls and decorate accordingly so that when people come in, they can tell that it's open week, and that it's not that we've left a B team behind as such. Mark, our bar manager's on the bar. He's going to be working hard all week. I'm coming back Wednesday to support him. Charlotte's going to be there. So we're going to have a good team and familiar faces too here for the week of the Open, because a lot of people are going to say, hey, if we're going to watch the Open, where are we going to watch it? Let's go to the Dunny. It'll be a good atmosphere there. So, equally as much as we're heading to Portrush, we're taking care of our customers that are in town golfing for the week and coming to St Andrews, and excuse me, and make sure that they get a good experience, which is, to me, equally as if not more important.
Of course. Well, it sounds like you're. I mean, it sounds like you're kind of doing double
Gil
duty
had the
this year. You're
idea
going to have
that
a location
to
at
help
Portrush. You got
them, it
obviously the
would be
home
a
base
fun
in St.
thing to
Andrews.
do for the
Um,
Dunvegan to,
you enter this
go
kind of
on tour and
partnership
support this
project
family
with Kelly's
and
at
the
Portrush.
onslaught
You've never
of
been to Portrush. You
the
get
Open
there for the first
Championship
time. You sit
and
down and you start trying to
help
figure
them
out How are we
because
going to do this? How are we going to
they have no
replicate the
contact
Dunvegan, the world's most famous
up
19th
until
hole,
the Open
from
Championship.
St.
Their
Andrews
place has been
to Portrush in Northern Ireland? This is just fascinating
a
for me. How do you
destination for
rebuild an
music
iconic
revelers
bar
to go to a nightclub.
in
They've
Ireland?
never
So can
really
you maybe
been
just
on
kind
the
of
map
walk me
as a
through
golfing
first getting
hotel
into Portrush, sitting
destination.
down at
So
Kelly's? How did this
they want to
process
turn
take shape?
things around. They've done an absolutely beautiful refurbishment of the hotel, and even added on an extra floor to the hotel with fantastic views overlooking the golf course. We're located just behind the 18th grandstand, so the noise and just the roars from the crowd is going to be so. I mean, we're just, it's like almost a pitch and wedge away from, the golf course just behind Royal Portrush Clubhouse. So we're that close, and we're just going to work with them and support them, and hopefully the people that have supported the Dunvegan over the years, the golf media people, the Golf Channel with Rich Lerner, the ESPN, Sky Sports, Rich Beam, all of these people, recognize the Dunvegan, and hopefully they'll come and support us and and support the Golf Links Hotel and get them on the map as a golfing destination with Port Stewart, along with Castle Rock and Portrush, and just really have fun and enjoy. I think as well, it's kind of the rewards of our. To this day, I still feel it's part of the rewards of our hard work over the last 25 years by Jack and I, and it just proves to me that out of all the wonderful people that put in a bid for the hotel, and the people that we sold it to, it's even more apparent that it was absolutely the right people to sell to, the right fit for the hotel going forward, and it's just a fun thing to do, and we're testing the water. We've never done anything like this before, but there'll be a good crew of Dunvegan staff at Portrush, and equally I feel it's equally important to have the Portrush at the Dunvegan in St Andrews, so that the people watching the Open in St Andrews are going to have a great experience in the Dunvegan, and we're bringing a little bit of Portrush and the Open to St Andrews also. So it's all in the lap of the gods. Well, I'd be nuts if I said I didn't want Rory McIlroy to win. Rory's been a huge supporter of the Dunvegan since he was, dare I say, a kid, when he used to
so before I let you go,
be
Sheena,
a student back in the day and be in the
you're going to
hotel
be in St. Andrews
all
for
the
the
time,
Open
sitting with his
Championship,
back to the bar,
I know that we're
thinking
going to catch up
nobody would
after
recognise
the
him, and
Open
all you saw was
Championship.
this
I'm
kid
very
sitting there with
and I think
black
everyone
curly
listening
hair
would really like
coming
to know
out of
how
his
this
baseball
all
cap,
plays out and how this
and
works.
anybody that knew anything about
two
golf would think,
Dunvegans
oh, he looks
operating
like
during the
Rory
Open Championship.
McIlroy.
But as a golf fan, you're going to be in the
even
bar
Rosie and
during
Jerry,
the final
when they
round.
come to
What's
St Andrews,
the dream
they've
scenario
been
for the
great
Open
supporters
Championship? Who would you like to see
of
up
the
at the top of the
Dunvegan as well,
leaderboard?
and always come in and
what's the dream scenario for you?
Enjoy their cold Coors Light that Rosie likes to drink, and Jerry plays in the Dunhill with Rory in October time. So they've been great ambassadors, and of course I think, if I'm right, Rory has the course record at Royal Portrush also. So I think as I'm a fan of all golfers, and whoever wins the Open Championship deserves to win it, unquestionably, at the end of the day. But I would love to see Rory McIlroy, lift lift the claret jug. And if not Rory, maybe, another Irish golfer. I think the atmosphere at Portrush with the Irish fans, predominantly Irish fans, is going to be unbelievable. I'm looking at the weather for next week. It doesn't look like it's going to be all that great, but hopefully it'll not be enough to kind of spoil the whole event, and we get a little mixture of what an Open Championship should be, which is, some rain, the elements, the rain, the wind, sunshine, and like I say, the champion golfer at the end of the day is the worthy winner. Absolutely. Well, thank you, and we'll have a fun time and see lots of people, and I'll look forward to reporting back to you the week after the Open.
Thanks, Sheena, for taking the time to speak with me today. Look forward to hearing back from you after the Open concludes at Royal Portrush. For everyone listening, enjoy the Open Championship wherever you're watching it. If you're in St. Andrews, go grab a pint at the Dunvegan. If you're at Portrush, go find the Dunvegan pop-up bar at the Kelly's location.
I know it's
My name is Ben Adelberg, and we'll see you next time for more stories
Portrush
from the
and St. Andrews. But we'll catch up later on after the winner gets the claret jug. We'll catch up then, and best of luck next week.